Well, public outrage continued today over the not guilty verdict in a sexual assault case involving an RNC officer. Protesters gathered on the steps of the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary, where they demanded action against Carl Douglas Snellgrove, whose acquittal has now shifted anger to the RNC. NTV's Heather Gillis is live with the details. Heather?
Thank you very much, Lynn. Well, the protesters that were here at lunchtime today, they want Constable Carl Doug Snellgrove fired, and they also want to make sure that something like this never happens ever again.
I'm so encouraged to see all these folks here willing to have this conversation about consent.
It's unusual for a courtroom verdict to stir this much public anger.
Blame the system, not the victim!
Police officer Carl Douglas Snellgrove was found not guilty of sexual assault. Kelly Hickey and her friends organized this protest. They say they couldn't stay quiet about consent and rape culture any longer.
Well, it was just in response of the utter anger and outrage of the injustice of the court decision that came out on Friday night.
Constable Snellgrove took a woman home from downtown in December 2014. They had sex while he was on duty. The central issue in the trial was consent and how alcohol can affect one's ability to consent. The not guilty verdict has caused outrage, and many say it will make it harder for sexual assault survivors to come forward.
It's extremely, as we know, the conviction rate is so low. The process of going through trial is so heinous and so challenging. And now to see an instance like this, I think a lot of people feel even less inclined to reach out to the police. I feel like now there's people saying, what do I tell my kids? Do I say find a police officer if there's danger? We know that this does not reflect everyone. We know that a lot of cops are absolutely awesome, but we want to see that there's no chance of any police officer doing something like this.
Protesters believe the police have lost a lot of trust.
I feel like the RNC has lost the respect of a lot of people in the province, and you know, there's a lot of issues outstanding, I guess, with the police right now, and you know, maybe this is a way that they can win back some public trust.
The RNC says Snellgrove will be dealt with through the Public Complaints Commission. Protesters here also want to ensure Snellgrove never puts on a police badge again.
We will not put up with Snellgrove having his job back in any kind of way or keeping his job in any kind of way.
And in a statement, Police Chief Bill Janes says Snellgrove will be dealt with according to the RNC Act, and that could include his dismissal. Lynn?
Thank you very much. NTV's Heather Gillis reporting live for us this evening.